My audience is 6. Okay, so my presentation is going to be over the TCA, which is known as the Texas Conservation Association. This organization has organized efforts to help improve Texas wildlife throughout the years. It has over 45 years of experience, and throughout its 45 years of experience, it set up multiple nature preserves as long as refuges. Along with the refugees and preserves, they've also set up a numerous array of programs to help benefit Texas wildlife. The TCA is a forefront organization in Texas wildlife preservation. It's worked for over 45 years to help promote Texas wildlife growth. They've done everything from help establish grassroots coalitions to helping nearly extinct species. The idea for the TCA didn't come from one person. It came from multiple organizations that banded together to create it. The organization was originally called the Texas Committee on Natural Resources, and this organization was founded in the 1960s to help manage public land. In 2007, it was renamed to what is known as now, which is the Texas Conservation Association, or the TCA. And it's been headquartered in Dallas, Texas ever since its founding in the early 1960s. So they began to help protect natural waterways and natural grasses. They've also established multiple recycling programs, they've created multiple refugees, and they've established a number of preserves in Texas. Along with that, they've also established multiple educational programs throughout communities to help educate people on Texas wildlife preservation. And probably one of the things they're most well known for is helping to protect endangered species that are natural to Texas wildlife. So to understand why the TCA was created, you have to understand the time period of when it was created. So the era when it was created was the 1950s to late 1960s. This area was also known as the post-war era. So during the post-war era, businesses were booming, industrial factories and plants were popping up everywhere, and not a lot was known about the effect of these plants and factories. But what we know now is that a lot of pollution was created from this, and so people didn't really know what to do with it, and they didn't really know how to recognize it at the time. A group of people or organizations that kind of recognized what was going on banded together in the 1960s to create the TCA. So what they did was they took steps to help combat problems arising from this industrial boom. And one of their first goals was to help set up a grassroots coalition on public lands to help the longevity of grassroots in Texas. So over the 45 years of experience, they've grown tremendously. They've established 4 different nature refuges in Texas, along with efforts to help protect the natural waterways from overdamming and from unnecessary channeling. They've established 5 different wilderness areas in different Texas national parks, and one of the big ones includes the Big Thicket National Preserve. They've helped protect endangered species. The most well-known one is the red-cockered woodpecker, and they've also established, as I said earlier, multiple educational wildlife programs to help educate the communities on wildlife protection. And one of their biggest, newest programs is a water recycling program. So the TCA obviously has a long history in Texas wildlife, and it's come a long way since its start. It started originally as a small grassroots coalition in the 1960s, but it is now partnered with over 50 major organizations in Texas to help Texas wildlife. Throughout the years, some of its main goals have been to help preserve natural habitats of Texas species and to help keep industrial pollution to a minimum. They're obviously very influential, and they have many programs ongoing right now, and they're going to continue to be influential throughout the years. Some of the work I've used is a guide to the Texas Conservation Alliance records, and also the About section on tca.org.